Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about American Made, and this movie stars Tom Cruise, and it's basically the story of an pilot who gets hired at a new job, and he basically works for the CIA, and things kind of go wrong eventually. Well, not immediately, but eventually things kind of go wrong, and it's a very interesting story. And I had a lot of fun with this movie. If we're going to talk about what I liked about it, I liked Tom Cruise in this movie. I think the story of this movie is interesting. Keep that in mind. There were quite a few moments where I was laughing a lot. I found this movie to be really funny. And if you're looking for a movie to make you laugh, this is not a bad choice. I wouldn't say it's a comedy, really. It's just, well, I guess you could call it a comedy. Just, there's other things going on in it. This movie was never boring. I was entertained throughout. And that's about it. Those are like the four main things that I liked about it. It's entertaining. There's a good performance in it. It has an interesting story behind it. And I was always interested to see where the story was going to go. However, there are things that are kind of holding it back because the tone of the film. As much as I was always laughing whenever it was intentional humor. However, I think it would have worked better if it took itself more seriously at points, because whenever it was trying to be serious, as in like consequences were happening, I didn't really feel as if I was feeling the moment of those moments. I can't really say what they are because they'll get into spoilers, but those moments didn't really work for me. In terms of things that I don't really like about it, that's about it. The only things that I would say are that don't work about it is its presentation, and that is it tries to look like a documentary because of how it's lit. There are points where it works, some points where it doesn't work. In terms of what I got out of the movie, I wouldn't say I got a whole lot out of it, because basically it's a simple story, kind of. It's a movie that has a story, has a good performance in it, but that's all you can say about it. And it's kind of a bad movie to review because, for myself at least, there isn't really much to talk about. And I would say this movie is kind of forgettable. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just in terms of movies that I'm going to remember, I'm not going to really remember this movie for much longer. I'll still rewatch it to just pique my curiosity of the experience, but would I say it's a great movie that really changed my perspective on everything or affected me emotionally? Did it impact me in any way? Not really. So the core issue of the film is that it's good, but also forgettable, because it doesn't try to do anything more than it tries to achieve, which is fine. It doesn't need to say anything deep, but at the same time, I kind of would have preferred if it was more than what we got, because in the end, it's kind of just a hollow film where it's entertaining, it's interesting, the story behind it is interesting, but the actual plot of the movie, I just don't feel any stakes in the movie, unfortunately. Like, I wasn't afraid. I didn't feel as if our main character was in any real danger because of how everything was presented. And who knows, maybe that's how things were when all of this was happening. But the way it was presented in the film, I just couldn't get into it all that much. I was just laughing, I was entertained, and that's it. It's not really much to take away from it. But I would still recommend it. It's fun, but I don't know what you're going to get out of it if you watch it. So I'm going to give American Made a 6 out of 10. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of American Made down below. And my social media links will be in the description down below, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation. And I'll see you when I get my next review up. And this is a movie that's kind of been a long time coming. I reviewed this movie back when it came out in theaters. It was the last movie that I saw in theaters before, the pandemic happened. And that movie is The Invisible Man. I reviewed it, but I never uploaded the video because I felt as if I needed to see the movie for a second time. And here's my chance to review The Invisible Man. And just to let you all know how I thought about it the first time watching it, I hated it. Like 3 out of 10. I thought it was the stupidest thing ever, and it was very annoying. But I'll save all that when I actually review the film. But anyways, until I get that up, thanks for watching, and have a great day.